Right there, was specific. He ain't found that even amongst his own people, that type of faith that this centurion had. And the result of that, you know, it don't even really say, that Jesus even spoke the word, but in the 10th verse it's saying, and they that were sent returning to the house found the servant whole that had been sick. So it kind of shows even the Jesus' power, even his magnificence. Because you right here, the centurion that said all you got to do is say a word, and it don't say anywhere in here where Jesus said no word. Only thing it says that they that were sent, so those that the centurion sent, when they got in the house, and they that was sent returning to the house found the servant whole that had been sick. So soon as they got there, it don't say that they didn't bring him a message back that Jesus has said it, that he was healed. It just says that when they returned back, they found the servant healed. So how y'all doing out there again? Hope everybody's doing well. Today, the title will be Asking on the Behalf of a Friend. And you'll see kind of why I titled the video that way. We're going to be reading from today, St. Luke, the 7th chapter. And I'm reading out of the King James Version. So it don't matter, not to me anyway. So whatever Bible you got, we can read together. I'm not with that, this version right or wrong. So, but anyway, we're going to get in today what the title says. Luke 7th chapter, verse 1. Now when he had ended all his sayings in the audience of the people, he entered into Capernaum, and a certain centurion's servant, who was dear unto him, was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to Jesus, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this. For he loveth our nation, and he hath built us a synagogue. Then Jesus went with them. And when he was now not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not thyself, for I am not worthy that thou shouldest enter under my roof. Wherefore, neither thought I myself worthy to come unto thee, but say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I am also a man set under authority, having under me soldiers, and I say unto one, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him, and turned him about, and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And they that were sent returning to the house, found the servant whole that had been sick. So right here, you can kind of see why I titled the video, Asking on the Behalf of a Friend. Let's see, can I get a little bit more light? Oh, went too light. Got too dark when I hit it. Let's see what that looked like in post. But anyway, I'm talking camera talk. But back to the word. However, in this story, at this time, pretty much Israel was under Roman rule. So this centurion had a good relationship at first with with the children of Israel, the Jews. He had a good relationship. And being that he had a good relationship, one of his servants that was dear to him, or somebody he really was fond of, in other words, you can say he was fond of, had gotten sick and at the point of death. And when he heard about Jesus, so during that time, he had to hear about all the miracles Jesus was doing. And so, being that he knew all that, he found him some people that knew Jesus. And like I said, they had a good relationship, even though he was they was on the Roman rule, but they still had a good relationship with each other. Being of different, I guess you can say, if I ain't gonna even try to say it, like my tongue gets tongue tied again. Different people. Yeah. My country tongue, I tell you. But anyway, they had a good relationship, and the Jews, he know he can get word. They were able to get to Jesus because they being around him, and what he did, he got to talk to one of them, to a few of them, and asked them for them to tell Jesus about his servant, the situation, and everything. And when they told Jesus, and Jesus was like, okay, he went on his way, with them, because like I said, they was beckoning him that he who asked is worthy of this, and they were saying that he loves our nation, so they had love. He had love for them, and he's saying that he had built them a synagogue or church or a place of worship, and Jesus went on with them. It wasn't a thing. Jesus went on with them, and while on the way, once the centurion knew he was coming, he sent out friends, and right here it really showed his humbleness and his faith in the whole situation. Because faith, we know, the Bible in James say even faith without works is dead. So he had been working the whole time, getting with people he knew that knew Jesus. So we know, like, faith, it's not just something you say. It's a belief that you continue to do something. I don't care what it is. If you want to go to college or anything, get a degree, you're gonna work towards that. It's not just you just sitting still or dormant and not doing anything. It involves work. So that's kind of what faith works. It involves some type of work on your behalf with belief. So, but anyway, this right here in that 6th verse, it just shows the centurion's character and how humble he was. And he felt within himself that he wasn't even worthy for Jesus to even come into his house. So, and the biggest thing, he said, he didn't even feel worthy to even come to ask Jesus himself. Because, right here it say, but he asked Jesus, but say, his friend, he had asked his friend to tell Jesus this, but saying a word and my servant shall be healed. So right here, it really shows his faith right here, that belief, and what he heard about Jesus. He's saying, and he looking from this standpoint, a natural sense. He knew Jesus had all this power Jesus had, and he kind of correlated it to, in the natural, him being under authority and him having authority over people. With him being in authority, like people under him, all he had to do is just say a word, and whatever he say, he know they were going to do it. And so he felt within himself, being that Jesus is all powerful and there ain't no sickness and diseases that he couldn't cure. He felt, him knowing that, he looked at it in that way. It wouldn't been an essence for Jesus to do. All he had to do was say it, just as he would say to a servant, do this, or a soldier, do this. He felt it was just that easy, which it was, as we read on down. But him saying what he said in a message to Jesus, he marveled. In other words, he was shocked what he just heard from these people, from this centurion. And then he was like, what? In other words, saying he marveled at him and turned him about and said unto the people that follow him, or those at the time would have been the Jews along with him who were going that way, and the friends of the centurion who he sent out and told Jesus that message. All of them, he said, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith. No, not in Israel. So right there, he was specific. He ain't found that even amongst his own people, that type of faith that this centurion had. And the result of that, it don't even really say, that Jesus even spoke the word. But in the 10th verse, it's saying, and they that were sent, returning to the house, found the servant whole that had been sick. It kind of shows even the Jesus' power. Even his magnificence, because you right here, the centurion that said, all you got to do is say a word. And it don't say anywhere in here where Jesus said no word. Only thing it says that they that were sent, so those that the centurion sent, when they got in the house, and they that were sent, returning to the house, found the servant whole that had been sick. So soon as they got there, it don't say that they didn't bring him a message back that Jesus has said it, that he was healed. It just says that when they returned back, they found the servant healed. So not only can Jesus, he can speak the word. Of course he can speak the word, but he don't have to even speak the word for his healing power to come into place. So, when sometimes you read the Bible and read it, and some things you don't even catch. But, it don't say where, Jesus could. In other occasions, he did that speak the word. But right here, once they left, the last word Jesus said, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. That was the last words right there of Jesus. And all it says in this book, they that were sent, returning to the house, found the servant that had been sick. Found the servant whole that had been sick. So let that just tell you the magnitude of Jesus' power. He can say something. He can do anything he really want. Many cases, he healed some blind people by spilling the dirt, making clay and tell them to go wash. Some stuff he spoke. Some things he prayed. He said to go, to the 10 lepers, and they were healed. But this just shows, I get out of here. Jesus that's all powerful. Ain't nothing that he can't do. He don't even have to say nothing. But anyway, man, I just, reason I came up with the title Ask on the Behalf, it's good to have good people, who can get a job done. Put it that way. It's good to have people that can get a job done and who are faithful. It's good to have that, and being that all these people had a good relationship, and all of them must have. I say, now this is just me. They know him, but they probably know the servant too. But like I say, all these people on both sides had a good relationship, and that's what got that servant healed. But most importantly, the actions of that centurion and the belief, just the belief, the faith, or the work, the faith, the belief, and the work that he put towards, getting the doctor, the healer, to do something for his servants. It's just an amazing story, But like I said, that very end, he said for Jesus just to speak the word, but reading on down, it don't say where Jesus just spoke the word. It says saying that when they went back, the servant was healed. So it just shows you the magnitude of Jesus. A no look. In basketball, no look pass. Generally you try to pass the ball by looking, but Jesus can do some no looking and no speaking at the same time and get the job done. So anyway, that's the word for today. I appreciate y'all again for watching the videos and reading along with me or just listening. I appreciate that. It's all about, as we say, all about living a life, so when our time come, we can go back and be with our Savior, But anyway, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in the next go round. Peace out.